Okay, I think we played around enough with, let's say, natural lighting. Let's right now create the environment, something like this Volvo one with the rectangle lights and so on. And let's have a look what we can get from this one. So let's duplicate this plane. Let's get out of the HDRI. Let's put it here and duplicate one wall by holding Alt and make these walls really, really big because we need really big environment for placing the car. So we need some volume, we need some space to play around. Actually, by holding Alt on the keyboard, you can duplicate these walls, even though you're just using the rotation mode. Now this, by holding Alt, I'll drag this one here and this one here. Let's put all of them higher, probably like this. So basically we are creating a box, right? So we don't have this one actually will, okay, will it be visible? Nope. And in path tracing, yeah, in path tracing it will not be visible. Okay, let's just rotate this one by 180 degrees and then it will allow light inside. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Nice. So that works now. We obviously can't see anything, so let's just get into unlit mode here. And I have the child blueprint class, which I just like to use. Everything works just the same as it works for any of the blueprints. And let's set up different color for our body. Car paint. What we have here? Well, there is no beige color. Oh yeah, here it is. We'll see how it looks like. I'm not quite sure how it works, how it looks like, but we'll find out eventually. Okay, so this is the base setup and we will try, probably we'll change the color of the light. Let's first add some light here in the scene by adding rectangle light. Let's get in this one, see how it works, like this. Let's crank up intensity just so it feels more of the light and increase the source width so it will be on the car like that. Probably we need to decrease intensity as it's like going through. So yes, like this. So even now it already looks really, really nice. So the thing is, with the most car manufacturer or car brands, or if you're working for one, let's make it a little bit wider. If you are working for one, or if you would like to work, the thing is what they want you to show when you're doing the car renders. They don't care about environment so much, but what they really need is just to show the shape of the car. As I told you before, the car is the protagonist. This one doesn't look good for just one reason. Here, we don't get the reflection going until the very end of the shape. So we need really to show the whole shape of the car, just to draw that, you know, this line, how like this silhouette is going. This is the main thing which the car companies, car brands will want from you. So we need to make it even wider, maybe 1500. You can override those amounts, those values by typing manually. So let's see, like this. So this one is getting a little bit better, but still it's like not enough here. We need really to make it bigger. Let's drag it on and see. See, when it's lit like that, it's really bad. So they don't like it when you have some like strange spots. So you need to move the light. I think this one works really good. Let's get back to 1000 for this one. I really like this one. And we can even duplicate it. Anyway, you can also put the geometry and make it make the geometry emissive material, but this one looks fine. I guess we need to add the cinematic camera actor. Let's put it here. Maybe there, like this. So see, there are a few reasons why it looks bad. Let's get into the focus. So as I told you, we have this weird shape here. This looks also weird. So let's open the second viewport, which will be our camera. And we'll be looking through this viewport. Like, first of all, let's place the camera and exit it here. And let's see what we can do to eliminate this issue. The wider and the bigger source of light you make, it makes it like softer and it just like spreads, right? It's soft, but we need like a fine, thin line. So we need to just to catch this reflection and see how it behaves. So the shape of the car is really, really interesting. And like, let's try playing around. I think we don't need this like bright reflection. We just need to light up the car so we see the shape, right? It's getting better. Let's disable this light and have a look. Oh yeah, this one was nice, right? So we can see the shape. And let's move it here so we will connect those lights like this. And the third one, I think we can actually do just like duplicate this one and see what the light shape can be done here. So we can turn off and turn on the lights to see which one the reflection you get. It's really strange that it's getting the reflection here and I don't get it from which source of light it is happening right now, right? Is it getting some sort of light from the outside? I think that's like either skylight or HDRI. Let's see what it can be. Yeah, so it's HDRI light. So we don't need a direction light. We also should turn everything off because it has still some leaking. Even though we have completely like black environment, it still bleeds inside and we don't want that. Now let's see, put on back our lights. What we can do here. Okay. Let's get back to our reference. Oh, okay, so in our reference we have this shape a little bit. So we have really soft light there. So it was like this mostly. It's really big and soft. Yes, like this. So we can tilt the light a little bit to eliminate this strange light here. Oh. Okay, so the one on the top, it's really, really big. And some walls on the back. So now let's duplicate this light. Increase the intensity. Really also need to, highlight our car from the front. See, in that case we are losing the shape, but we need to show this shape underneath. So if you look here, there's like a lot of shadow and shape. And I think with this one light we can reduce the specular scale because we just need to see the car and some details. Something like that, yes. A little bit closer. So we don't have this specular light, but we still want this shape there. Okay, I really don't like this color. Let's switch it to something different. car paint. Or maybe we can just car paint page. Let's pick the page one, but make it like really nice and creamy like this one. You always can change any color of any like material instance which you have. So let's save that for now and see how that looks like by looking for cream color. Oh, it looks much better, to be honest. But this one has some reddish tint. So a little bit towards red. Something like this. I think that looks one pretty good. Yes, much better. I'm not sure that Polestar has this type of color, but for this particular reason, we are not going, to check on the website. You can actually go to the website and really check for that one and see if they have something like that, but it's not necessary. Okay, so we have there's some charging thing. 1, 2, 3, like 4, 3 walls. The one which here we already have this one. So let's move it there. We will light it separately because there is just additional lights which are lighting those things, and we can separate also them by channel. And the floor should also have the different material. So let's go like this and pick our viewport, the second one. It's just like cutting the car in the middle of the wheel like this. Maybe it's a little bit turned. Let's also put it in unlit mode like that. So we are basically still in the composition. Now we're taking this one, placing it somewhere there. There's just like a little bit of that, right? And we can have another one here. It's also more like towards this end. And here we have the charging cube or like charging station. Okay, that looks okay, lit. And now let's change the color of the floor. So we have some like concrete in our Megascans. Go to decals, for surfaces, and then we look for material instance. That's all the materials which we have. Concrete pavement. What actually is the texture here? It's just like pure blank with some roughness map. I think this will do actually. You can even go with the car paint, because when you have the car paint material, it really has really nice reflection. So it's just like, let's try just for fun. So you'll see how that looks like. Yes, see, so there is some nice reflection. It really looks cool, especially in the past tracing, but here it's just fine, looking nice already. Okay, I don't think I will keep with this color, but anyway, let's go for our surfaces, our material instance. Let's duplicate this plaster wall and make it like black or something and change the tint of this wall like to pure sophisticated black. Okay, save that one, and let's try applying that one to our cubes to see the result. Obviously we can't see anything, but that's just for now. And now we can go into the lead stage. Already looking much better. Let's now light those paths. Probably I will just create new rectangle lights, which will be affecting our walls. Okay, let's turn it around and increase the brightness. Turn it down like this. Let's see how that works differently. Well, I believe that there is no gradient, there's just like the light purely fills the entire scene. So we can increase the size also. So it lights up the entire wall. It's really about the lighting, and you can't do that every time from the first try. You really need to, push for that. And always have this one with you. Okay, looks something. Let's increase the size a little bit. Okay. I think there is just like the light which is affecting the whole floor to make it pop, but we will do with this one too. I'll copy that, duplicate it, and put it also for our second wall. Here. And for our third wall, the last one, I'll go here. Actually, I think so. Can do it like this and make it like really, really wide and very high. But we need to increase the intensity. Just crank it up. Move this one here so we have a nice contrast in this one. Let's see with our reference. So they have only one to give this. We also have here the difference, but it's not like that in the reference. So we can go like this, put it lower, make it less high like this, and we definitely need to kind of hide it so it will have this contrast like this. I think something like that is good. I'll just make it even wider and even smoother, so I really want that to affect it like this. Yeah, maybe color is not accurate, but still looks good. I think it's less saturated. We can adjust that a little bit later. So this one is good for now. And let's talk about the floor. Maybe we can also do plaster wall, for example, just playing around with the materials. This one is really, really bright, something yellowish, reddish. So let's change the albedo again. Okay. Plaster cream, this one albedo tint, should not have this one. Hey, click OK. Albedo, a little bit brighter, and the color is something like really strange. Let's give it a little bit more bump. Okay, now let's apply this albedo here. You can just drag and drop. Oops, that really like worked really, really well when we got this much better light source. But anyway, we need to eradicate some of these nasty shadows which are happening here. as you can see. Actually, you can see that there's like this area is a little bit brighter, so probably they also had some sort of lights which they moved around, so we just need to move it around a little bit, just adjust it here, so we will have more smooth like transition. And also here, as you can see, we have some issues there, but that's not a problem. Let's give this wall a channel 1 and disable channel 0. And for this light, we disable channel 0 and add channel 1. See, just like fixed our issue. I think also we can add the huge light above, which will be just brightening those parts. So I think this one also needs to be channel 1 and this light also channel 1. So we don't cast any sort of, any sort of light and making our floor uneven. And right now I'm gonna create another source of light which will have the channel 2, and our light will receive the light from the channel 2. I will just rotate it like this, probably, and put it higher just to make our light on the floor even. Something like that. Obviously you would need to spend some time, working with that one to give it a proper look. Let's see what the reference also has there. It's black. This one is really sharp, and the light is a little bit higher, so it's darker in the bottom, but gives the really high difference in the contrast between the very back wall. So let's get back to Unreal. As you can see, we need to move this like that a little bit, and probably turn our wall so we won't see this corner. And the light which is affecting our pillar should be like that here at the top. Maybe turn it a little bit more and make our light a little bit higher and increase intensity like this. And to make our floor again brighter, let's move some light there so we see the connection here. Let's make it like really huge. So we are gonna decrease, like you see, I see the reflection here, so we need to disable specular scale and check the channel 2 only, and it should not give any reflection there. And we can actually rotate it like this and duplicate this one to go here. Anyway, it will not affect our wall or anything else. So we're just doing it so fast because really I don't want to waste your time with this one. Probably this wall should be much closer because we have a really shallow depth of field there, but we don't want that. I think we can move it closer. Yes, now it is more sharp. And with this light, I think we can move it a little bit lower so we have this nice contrast. And next thing what we're gonna do is to add cube shape, put it here. Let's look for this fresh wall, apply this one. Let's scale it down, probably like this. Put it here, there, and duplicate this one. Make it small square, like here. And we can take anyone from automotive materials. Let's take some lamp, white lamp, and apply to this cube. Go to Cinema Camera Actor 2 and we have it. Let's move this around a little bit, like here. And let's work a little bit with the contrast, because I think I have the light which lights the car just too much. So this one, I think we can decrease this intensity. Now we need to figure out which light gives us this strange reflection. I think this is the one. Yes. Because you see there's just like there's some specular reflection, but we really want to avoid that. And this one, again, just too much. Okay. Let's play around a little bit more with the intensity. Because I think that just loses the volume. Let's check with the specular scale. How will that look like? If we increase the specular scale for this one. Actually, not that bad. Just need to drop on intensity a tiny bit. So we have some reflection. Like this. And our wheels, so they will be bright. And where's our light? Which is lighting our floor? This one? Oh yeah, that destroys the shadow. But we can move it a bit further. Obviously, all of that has a lot of Photoshop in it, so don't worry if you don't get the absolutely like phenomenal look right away, which is like absolutely same. Now let's see which one we get. This reflection, this reflection is from our emissive material, so I think we can move it like this. Yeah, we have this reflection here too. We have this really nice reflection there. Let's crank up the intensity. To be honest, I really like this picture, how it turned out. The wheels are dark, really dark, I guess. Let's see in the path tracing. Disable editor update so it will calm down. Turned around a little bit darker than I expected, but you can add also light here and there, and probably we can even do, just also you can click on the wheel, look for your like wheel, and also apply the channel for this wheel. So if we pick channel 2, we will get the light from our lights on the wheel 2. So which one is that? Wheel rear left, wheel front left, also channel 2, and we will get the light which will be affecting this one, which we made for floor especially, but it will be also affecting our wheels too. And this is how it looks like. Even in Lumen it looks good, but obviously with the path tracer you will have much better result, especially with the shadows. So yeah. Anyway, with the post-processing volume, with a shadow contrast scale, here we go. With this shadows offset, you can try to play around with these values, like make it darker. Unfortunately, this is the limitation of Lumen, that it uses this, like creates these strange shadows. Yes, and you require ray tracing for fixing that. Unfortunately, if you don't have like the RTX GPU, you have it like this. So to fix this issue, you need to go to project settings and type shadow, and you'll see there is like ray traced shadows. And if you enable that, you instantly see what I'm talking about. You instantly have perfect shadow, like hard shadow, like you have in the path tracer. They're just like the same. And this still gives you real time, but obviously you would need the ray tracing GPU for those right nice and clean shadows. That is the limitation of Lumen. Also, what you can try, so your shadows will not be, flickering or doing some weird stuff. You can go to project settings again. Let's disable this one, as we are talking about only Lumen also. There is like shadow map method. For some cases, I've noticed that virtual shadow maps are actually given this like super strange thing. So you can try to just switch it to shadow maps, and with you will have like better, sharper shadows. But in order to like this preview, it will not be shown in the renders, but it may annoy you when you see that. So first of all, let's get our wheels out of the channel 2, because we don't want those weird like second shadows. So let's pick our like wheel front left, let's type channel, disable channel 2, and the wheel rear left, channel 2. So you will have this nasty preview, but it will disappear if you change your light to movable. It's like really strange. It's just for games, right? Before bacon light, so you have this preview. But when you render, it doesn't matter. It will work properly, and you will not have this preview. But still the shadow is just like smooth. Yeah, it's getting better, but it's not as smooth if you use in the project settings the ray trace shadows. So it's just like it gives just so much better results than the Lumen shadows, because Lumen is best for the games and for the real time and baking all of the lighting in that cases. But that just looks really beautiful, and it's not very much different from the past tracer. You still can adjust the exposure, shadow tones, and so on, but maybe get the better car model, because the car model is really what sells is the best. If you have the CAD data, it just looks so much better than those like free models. But we are trying to make even the free models look cool and good, just like any other in the other commercial. So the environment actually, I think, came out better than the car itself, but the car has like really a little bit of lighting here and there. So yeah, just for playing around, this is enough for the first render. I think using the ray traced GPU would be much better, but with Lumen you still can get proper results.